Sierra. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a Fiction Friday video. I'm going to be talking about Age of Youth / Hello My Twenties, translation's weird, a Korean drama that came out in 2017. So let's just go ahead and give you a summary. The show follows 5 young women living at the Belle Epoque House, E-P-O-Q-U-E, however you pronounce it. They encounter heartbreak, ghosts, and secrets of each other's past. First off, I want to talk about dating on the show. The show, mainly the first season. The second season is trash. I'm not going to talk about the second season. But the first season really encompasses a lot of different topics and themes throughout the show. But dating is definitely a huge one when it comes to these young women. So starting off with, essentially, it's like, there's no one that's like the main character, but the first character that we're introduced to is Unjae. She is very shy. She's never had a boyfriend before, and she's like she's had a really complicated past. So throughout the season, you'll see what happens. I'm not gonna spoil anything like that, just covering these topics. But she's really having trouble adjusting to college life, living with 4 other young adults, four young women. And it's a huge change because everyone comes from different backgrounds, have different lifestyles, different beliefs, and different experiences that really shape every single person's journey on the show. And so for her, it's very much like as if the fact that she's really reserved, she's never had a boyfriend, she comes in just trying to adjust to living with other young women. And she actually goes to class one day and she spots a guy who she thinks is super high, which, by the way, oh my god. This man and his long hair, I'll have to insert a clip here because my god. It was like, I swear, if TikTok was around the time this show aired, he probably would have been all over everybody's For You page with these like very like aesthetic pleasing shots. I swear to God. It would have been a mess, in my opinion. But as she's pining after him, she doesn't know how to talk to him. She doesn't know how to really just address him in general, because she's just like, oh my god, he's so cool. And this is college life, so it's different. A lot of people are very comfortable with like talking to each other, being like, oh, you want to go for coffee, or you like, let's hang out. Obviously there are some people who just want to, but she's just very much like, it feels like as if she's like a high school student, sometimes middle school, with how she interacts with the guys around her. Then there's another guy involved who is the complete opposite of her. And it's kind of odd because as things take a turn, she ends up liking somebody else. And it's kind of difficult because it's like, did you even really like him, or do you like the fact that he likes you? That type of thing. And I feel like that's where her mind kind of was. Just kind of like, oh, if I can't put myself out there, if someone's already doing it, I ain't gotta do the work. And the other young women who live in the house with her, they're just like, do you like him? Because we're so confused. We're so confused on how this came to be in the first place because of how you talked about him before. They're just like, okay, that's odd. But she does end up having feelings for him in a way. It was so weird. We're gonna jump to the next character, which I would say would be Yeun. She's something. Her relationship is very imbalanced emotionally, and it's slightly controlling. She's very much a lover girl, if you will. Like, she puts all of her love out there, and she's very passionate about being with her boyfriend, and he's like, he has his moments, but then he's very much like cold towards her, and she just brushes it off. And just, have you ever heard those kind of relationships where it's like that a woman loves a man more than the man loves her? That's her relationship. And you can very much tell, especially when one of the episodes when it's their anniversary, she gets him a specific gift, and he gets her nothing really, essentially. Like, it's something, but how he got it, it's like, oh, so you didn't put any thought into that whatsoever, while she's over here pouring her heart out for you and spending like 300 won on you, on a freaking gift for you. And she showed up extremely early, and he's like, oh, I just woke up, I'm running late or whatever. And so that's when she starts to think of how everyone else would react to meeting up with the guy. And as you see from her POV, how everyone would treat the situation, minus Unjae, all like put their foot down and stand up for themselves and been like, no, you have 10 minutes, hurry up and get here. But she's very much just like, oh, okay, I'm not there yet. Like, she plays it down how much she cares, or at least how much dedication she puts towards the relationship. Jin Young, she doesn't have time for dating. She has a lot going on with her family. Her brother has been in a coma for like 5 years or something like that. And so she works 2 jobs to help pay for hospital bills and also cover her own expenses when living at the house, because everyone contributes, obviously. They're students, but everyone helps with like buying groceries, maintaining the house, cleaning, that type of thing. So she has to pay her portion of living at the house. And while she's at work, there's a guy that's clearly into her, but she's like, I don't have time for this. So it's like she's very much so, it's not in her mind that he's into her, and she's also trying to just work her ass off, because she is a server at a restaurant, but she also works at a convenience store, like late at night, early morning. So that's like her first shift, really. She's just so focused on work and trying to put her all into everything, that this guy is like just lingering in the back, just like watching her. He's the chef, she's the server. It's so freaking cute, and you could tell how much he cares for her by doing like little things, like when she has to get off the bus, because she takes like 2 or 3 buses just to get to the restaurant. It's freaking ridiculous how hard she works herself. And when she comes to the restaurant, he's outside. He's like, take a minute, you're fine, you're early. And he like leaves a water bottle for her to like catch her breath and drink. It's like the small cute things that he does. But she's just like, I don't have time for this. Nope, I don't have time for this. But obviously the show progresses and things change. And she learns more about work-life balance. And starts to date a little bit, because the girl needed it. Ugh, she been through a lot. Ina is different. Yina is a sugar baby who doesn't take shit from anyone. I think in the first season, she has about 3 or 4 sugar daddies, something like that. 3 or 4. So she doesn't really date technically, because that's her job, that's what she does. So she's dating the men. They give her an allowance, they give her money, so they obviously financially support her life, essentially. So she's just like, she just floats through life. She's beautiful. Everyone gawks at her all the time. Like, she knows she's attractive, she knows she's a shit, and that's very much her experience when it comes to dating. So then when someone does talk to her, I'm not going to tell you like the other side of the story, but when someone does talk to her and she actually starts to build a connection with them, and it's not even a romantic connection, it's someone who just gives her attention that isn't purely for it's not a transactional interaction. And then we have Jiwon, who desperately wants to find a boyfriend, but she can never get past the group date. So there's a lot of when they do like meetups with people for dating, there's always a group, and so everyone at the table will like get to know each other, talk, and at the end of the night, people would pair off. And she's very vocal, she's very confident in everything except for dating. In one of the episodes, she is literally the life of the party at this speed dating session. Like, she's the one that's like, come on, let's get some drinks, let's get some food. She's like, come on, second round. She like throwing out jokes. Everyone's like loosening up around her because of her, because she has such a take charge attitude and the way who she is. And she thinks that she's developing a connection with somebody, but in the end, they're not interested in her. It feels like as if like everything is very much like they like her personality, but they don't like her. Like, that's what it gives to me. They're probably not used to someone so overly confident, and and probably a lot of the guys that she interacts with doesn't want to be with someone like that to the extent, because obviously there are some men who like women to be submissive, or at least be like a little bit more timid, be a little more reserved, and they want to feel like the person who's like more in charge. Like, the woman could be like outgoing, but you can't be like, you can't be that independent, because they want to feel as if like they pull more weight than you. And she's the kind of woman who is like, no, I'm not doing that with you. She's like, she's not disrespectful about it, but with the way that she is, she's very much, she seems like the mother of the group, of all the women. So she has very much the nature of like, oh, I'll take care of everything, oh, I'll take care of this, or like I'll be the one to initiate it, and the guy wants to clearly initiate it. So it's like they like her, but they're like, but that's something I don't want long term as a partner. It's ridiculous, to be quite honest, but that's really their experiences when it comes to dating. Moving on to the next topic, which is friendship. So Yeon, she seems to be jealous of Yina, which is very interesting. I think it's probably because of how Yina is so confident, and how she looks, and her appearance and her attitude, and Yeon cares so much. They both have such like a very I can't even say they're hype maintenance, because they're really not, to be quite honest. Yes, Yina's a sugar baby, but she's not like she's not like getting facials every day, being like, oh, I need to do this and this and this. It's literally her lifestyle. She literally uses her looks and her beauty to get money. Like, I ain't mad at it. You got it, flaunt it, babe. But to Yeon, it's very much kind of like a slap in the face to her, because she feels as if she has to put so much of herself out there and present herself and do so. It's very much like Yeon has to do a lot more work for attention, while Yina just gets it naturally. And I feel like that's really where their issue is at the beginning of the show. And especially when Yeon doesn't think that Yina is a student, because Yina's not a student. Obviously. But she's very much so, when Yeon finds out that Yina's a sugar baby, essentially, she kind of degrades her for it. And I feel as if it's because Yeon thinks that Yina just can float through life without a care, and people will just support her, and support her any type of way possible. But then with Yeon, she has to put so much effort into her appearance to get people to like her. So it feels like she kind of feels as if it's kind of like as if Yeon is overcompensating, while it just gets it naturally. So there's that jealousy between them, especially at the beginning. Then it leads to clearly a moment where they do fight and things die down a little bit. But I think there's also something underlying too. If you watch this show, then you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna just give a little bit of a tidbit. But I think it's also because Yeon's boyfriend is so wishy-washy. I think Yeon's boyfriend tried to make a pass on Yina, and Yina said no. She said nah. Or at least some to that extent. So Yeon is very insecure in her relationship and very insecure within herself. And so she takes it out on the other woman instead of handling with her man. Yeah. Ji-won is very much, like I said, she's very much like the mother of the group. She's also kind of like the middleman. She's the one that kind of leads everything to them understanding each other, really. Because within the first episode, we get a lot of tension between the girls, because they're like, oh, there's a new girl moving in, and there's a lot of just like weirdness going on with them. There's a little bit of like a superiority complex in a way, or at least like trying to be like, oh, she's from the countryside. Oh, well, she acts like this, like her name, it makes her sound like a child or whatever. Like, you know, like stupid shit like that that girls always do. Um, but then once it uh, turns and there's actually like a fight over a situation which clearly that Yeon should not have done that to Eunjae. I'm just gonna tell you that now. When Jiwon comes home because she was out of the city for like a retreat or something like that, and she came back and she's just like, were they mean to you? Like, do they make this hard for you? And she literally like gets them all at the table. She's like, you're supposed to literally just like be nice, like have a drink with somebody and get to know them. Like, don't start off being all fake and shit. Like, just get them to like get comfortable with you and actually build a connection. And so from then on, they actually do form friendships. It's like slowly moving, and they do support each other. They don't outright be like, oh my god, this is my best friend. It's nothing like that, but you can see them building connections with each other by how they pay attention to each other, and just having that care towards each other. So like when Jinmyeon is like struggling with just overwhelming herself with work, they help her out by covering one of her shifts because she couldn't get home in time. Like that type of thing. They actually really start to do the things that friends do without plastering, like putting it in big words. Like, oh my god, you're my best friend. Like, they don't make a big deal out of it. Like, they really just build connections with each other. Like, the last topic is intimacy. So very much so it kind of ties to friendship because, like I said, Yeon does judge Yina for her lifestyle. Very much so just being like, oh my god, you sleep with multiple men. Like, she doesn't outwardly say it, but you can tell by how she acts around her, or even just like side eyes her. Like, you can see it that Yeon doesn't approve of the lifestyle that Yina has, and Yina's like, you don't have to approve of my lifestyle. It's none of your business, really, to be quite honest, of what I do with my body. But for Yeon, it feels like such an attack on her because she's doing this, and it could also just because of Korean culture in general, of how it should be just like a very like monogamous relationship. It should be between like one person, like just it should be between just two people, a man and a woman, essentially. So Yeon could pretty much have that belief, and so with Yina's lifestyle, it doesn't fit what she thinks is normal. But you can't put somebody down for their lifestyle. And I also think it's because too, Yeon and her boyfriend, they are physically intimate, but with how it's shown and sometimes by how Yeon acts, it's like she's comfortable being intimate, but at the same time not comfortable being intimate. It's very much situational. It's kind of like I guess like the stereotype, or at least like the image of what some men or just society in general thinks that women should be like when it comes to intimacy. Is very much like, oh, like they want it, but they're not like outwardly speaking about it. They're just like, oh my god, maybe. Like, they're very much like flirty with it. They're not aggressive with wanting physical intimacy. They're not being vulgar with it. So she's very much like the image of that, of like being tame when it comes to physical intimacy. Like, even when her boyfriend does want to, she's like, no, like, I'm on my cycle, stop it. Like, you know, like that kind of attitude. And he's like, well, then why are you here? She's like, oh, excuse you. Like, it's very much like she's very much just like obviously they've done it before, but she's not as out there with her physical intimacy and her sexuality as Yina is with her experiences. For Jiwon, She's a virgin. She's like, I want you so bad. She was like, I want a boyfriend. I want you so bad. This is so hard for me. And so she's very much, she's the other side of it. She's kind of vulgar with it, but not like American vulgar, obviously. But they do have a specific kind of party, a specific genital party. And she's like, yeah, she was like, because I'm not getting any, so let's bring all the men in here and see if anybody wants to hook up with me, essentially. So I feel like in a way she kind of overdoes it because she's lacking it so much. She's like, oh my gosh, she's like, it should not be this freaking hard. She's like, it should not be this hard. Like, men want it all the time, and now I want it. What's the issue? Like, why am I not getting any male attention? Why am I not getting any? So she overcompensates and overdoes it. And obviously, like I said, it kind of makes the guys feel like, oh, well, she's already like that. I don't want a girl like that. Like, she's cool. Like, I can talk with her, but I don't want to be with someone like that. Like, in an actual relationship. No. It's very much like that weird, I don't even know what it's called, but the weird, like, back and forth, like, push and pull type of situation. We don't know about Eunjae's or Jin Young's intimacy, but from what we can tell about Eunjae, I don't think she's done it. So she's very much just like new to experiencing anything outside of her home, because I also think when you watch this first season, her trauma, I feel like it literally prevented her from experiencing that because of her just like, got too much going on up here, got too much going on around in my house. You know what? We're just, nope. So it's just like, it wasn't something that she focused on. Obviously, with Jin Young, she's like, I don't have time for a boyfriend. I don't have time for any of that. She's like, I really don't. Like, she is very much just so focused on her jobs and just getting by, essentially. But yeah, that's really the main themes I see in the show. It's a slice of life mystery show. Like, there is a mystery, there is some other weird stuff going on, but it's a really good show. Oh, I forgot. There is a character who used to live in the house before Eunjae moved in, and all the other girls said that she moved out because she got pregnant. I have a theory about that, but I'm gonna need you to watch the first season first, and then we could talk about my theory. So that's all I have for this video. If you like this video, be sure to like it. Comment below the camera emoji. Until next time, stay magical. Bye.